This is for lesson 13, which is about converting measures. So here are the rules for converting measures. If you're converting from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you will multiply. For example, if you're converting from yards to feet, you're going from something larger, yards, to something smaller, feet, so you're going to multiply. And then the opposite is the only other rule. If you're converting from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you will divide. So for example, if you're converting from cups to quarts, cups are smaller. So if you're going from cups to quarts, you're going from smaller to larger, so you will divide. So those are the rules. And if you learn those, it's just going to make it super easy for you. So one more time, going from larger to smaller, multiply. From smaller to larger, divide. You may want to make a little card like this to have with you to help you with the rest of this unit about measuring. And then the other thing now, here are the steps. So there's 3 steps to converting measures. First ask, should I multiply or divide? Then figure out by how much, and then do it. Go for it. So when you're asking, should I multiply or divide, you just follow these rules. Well, oh, I see I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, because maybe I'm going from grams to kilograms. So that means I'm going to divide. So that's all it is in number 1. Just ask, am I going to multiply or divide? Oh, I'm going to divide if it's smaller to larger. And then step 2, say, well, yeah, okay, divide by how much? So this is where you may have to look back in your book if you don't have it memorized. Like some things I bet you have memorized, like there's 12 inches in a foot, right? So if you're going from inches to feet, you're going to divide by what? Divide by 12. Or if you're going from feet to inches, you're going to multiply by 12 because you're going from larger to smaller. So then you just look at, well, what does that tell me? And you might have to look back in the last few lessons. Like a kilogram is 1,000 grams. So if you're going from grams to kilograms, you're going to divide by 1,000. So step 1, should I multiply or divide? Step 2, by how much? You'll have to look back and compare, like how many feet are in a yard or how many feet are in a mile. It depends on the 2 things that you're comparing. You're converting from what to what. And then the last step is, well, now that you know, go ahead and do it. Either multiply by that number or divide by that number. So those are the 3 steps. So here's an example. Let's say you know it's 24 inches and you're trying to find out how many feet that is. So step 1, should I multiply or divide? I'm going from inches to feet, so that's small to large, so I will divide. So you can just put a little divide. You can just watch this one, but when I get here, do it with me. Okay, so this is the example. So first I'm going to divide. Step 2, by how much? Oh, well, there's 12 inches in a foot, so I divide by 12. And last, I go ahead and do it. I'm doing 24 divided by 12. And that is 2. So my answer is 2 feet. 24 inches is 2 feet. So let's do 2a together. Skip number 1 for now. Do the 2a and b with me. So if you have 3 miles and you're trying to find out, how many feet is that? Step 1, I actually want you to write this in the space under 2a. I want you to write a little 1, 2, 3. And for 1, I want you to tell me, are you going to multiply or divide? Well, I'm going from miles to feet, larger to smaller. So if I'm going from larger to smaller, the rule is larger unit to smaller unit, multiply. So number 1, I'm going to multiply. So put a little times symbol. Put this on your paper for 2a. All right, number 2, by how much? Well, I'm comparing miles and feet. And I don't have it memorized how many feet are in a mile. So I'm going to look back in my book, go find the lesson that was about linear measures, because that's feet and miles are linear measures. That's page 15. I'm looking for feet and miles. I find it says 5,280 feet and equals 1 mile. So I'm writing that here. By how much? By 5,280. So now I go ahead and go for it. I do it. 3 times 5,280 equals, so I can use my space right here and work that out. So I'm going to let you finish that on your own later. Do this and put your answer here for 2A. Okay? All right. And now for, or actually, you can put it up here too. You can put it here and here. Okay, for 2B, jump to 2B for now. So we're going from 28 days to how many weeks? So days are smaller than weeks. So I'm going from a smaller unit, converting from a smaller unit to a larger unit. And the rule is smaller unit to larger unit, divide. So I just did step 1. I figured out I'm going to divide. And step 2, by how much? How many days are in a week? Fortunately, I have that memorized. I don't need to look that up. There's 7 days in a week, so I just put that here. Now I know, divide by 7. And so step 3 is go ahead and do it. 28 divided by 7 is, and you can put your answer there and up there. I do want you to write this for all of number 2, all the way through F. I want you to write 1, 2, 3. For number 1, I will want to see times or divide. For number 2, I want to see by how much, and you'll know that when you compare the two things that you're converting from and to. And then for number 3, go ahead and do it. This number divided or times this number, and get your answer here and put it up here. Okay.